You won't believe the whirlwind crashing down around Meghan Markle right now. The entire entertainment sphere is buzzing like a power grid on the verge of overload. And this time, every rumor, every whisper, every late-night tweet is spinning right back toward her. Online sleuths are stirring up a frenzy, insisting, without proof, that the IRS has suddenly taken a deep look into her finances. Just that whisper alone has thrown social media into full-blown chaos. Everyone's reacting. Everyone's theorizing. And Hollywood's gossip circuit? It's practically in flames. People are breathlessly repeating claims that Meghan's accounts have been frozen again, nothing verified, after what some anonymous voices online call a looming tax investigation connected to her royal years. Imagine it, a duchess tangled in internet speculation about the IRS. That's not a headline that strolls into the spotlight, that's one that detonates. The moment this rumor hit the feeds, you could practically feel a shockwave rip through the entertainment world. Because when royalty, America, and money collide, even as pure rumor, the explosion is inevitable. And that's exactly what we're watching unfold. So-called sources floating around the web insist the IRS has stepped in with an iron grip. They claim it's about years of financial records that don't quite line up. And they're not hinting about pocket change. Oh no, these rumor makers are throwing around the word millions. We're talking the kind of money that makes people choke on their breath. The kind of slip-up that could flip a glitzy, picture-perfect life into a full-blown nightmare overnight. It didn't take long for the gossip mill to crown this rumor as one of the biggest storms Meghan has ever been dragged into online. And what's pushing it into overdrive? One word that people are tossing around like confetti. Jail. Yes, can you imagine? Meghan Markle in an orange jumpsuit? It sounds unreal, absurd even. But once the internet gets its hands on a narrative, reality doesn't matter. The rumor grows its own legs, and baby, it's sprinting like it's training for the Olympics. Reactions online are exploding left and right. Some users are typing, not shocked. Drama follows her like a shadow. Others roll their eyes, calling it way too wild to take seriously. But here's the twist. Even the doubters can't stay silent. This story is too juicy, too heated, too impossible to ignore. Every breath Meghan takes seems to trigger a spotlight, and right now that spotlight feels blistering. Her silence? Oh, that's pouring gasoline on the fire. When someone who's usually loud and proud suddenly goes quiet about money, the internet doesn't wait for answers, it invents them. Critics are connecting dots that may not even exist, claiming this rumor fits right into the persona they believe she's crafted. Always polished. Always commanding the room. Always chasing a life dripping in luxury. They say this narrative slides in a little too perfectly. Because whether people adore her or can't stand her, everyone agrees on one thing. Meghan likes the finer things. And the finer things come with a price tag sharp enough to cut. And anyone who's ever dipped a toe into royal gossip knows the golden rule. If the IRS pops up, even in rumor form, that's not a storyline you brush off. That's a warning siren. The IRS doesn't flinch. It doesn't hesitate. And it definitely doesn't bow to crowns, titles, or royal fairy tales. That's exactly why this rumor is gripping people by the throat. No one can look away. The idea of an American duchess, of all people, caught in the same net that traps everyday taxpayers? It's the perfect cocktail of shock, scandal, fear, and morbid fascination. Even folks who never cared about Meghan a day in their lives are suddenly glued to their screens, sipping their tea like they're watching a courtroom thriller unfold in real time. And you know what's throwing gasoline on this bonfire? The silence. Her team hasn't muttered a single syllable. No denial, no snarky comment, not even a dismissive "come on, this is absurd." Nothing. And in celebrity scandal culture, silence isn't calm. Silence is provocation. Every hour she stays quiet, this rumor grows a new pair of wings. Commentators are calling it a pivotal moment. They're saying that if there's even a droplet of truth hiding somewhere inside all this noise, it could turn into one of the biggest. Whether any of that holds water, no one knows. But the whispers sound convincing enough to keep the internet sprinting at full speed. They say the storyline has every ingredient of a Netflix thriller: power, wealth, fame, and a slow-motion crash approaching the horizon. A Duchess-turned-celebrity locked in a symbolic standoff with the US tax machine? That's tabloid gold. Even if it ends up being absolutely nothing, the rumor itself is too addictive for anyone to ignore. Some insist it will all die out soon, that Meghan's too connected, too calculated, too media-savvy to let this spiral any further. But others argue that once the IRS becomes part of the conversation, even the most glamorous image can't shield you completely. And that is the tug-of-war keeping the world hooked. Everyone's watching, tracking every moment, every breath, waiting to see which force comes out on top, the insulated Duchess or the merciless system. For everyone's bracing for the next twist. Because if even a sliver of this speculation turns out to be real, if one frozen account exists beyond rumor, her entire empire could quake. And if it all collapses into nothing but smoke? Well, that'll just prove how vicious and fast the rumor machine spins around her. Either way, her name is once again unavoidable. Meghan Markle, the woman who can't outrun controversy, no matter how far she moves. And while the internet is drowning in IRS chatter, another storyline is creeping in quietly. One about how Meghan's been operating lately. Insiders claim she's been hustling harder than ever for major money deals. They describe her as laser-focused, almost fixated on sealing contracts, finalizing partnerships, and grabbing every project with a serious payout. Pitching, negotiating, calling, emailing, she's everywhere and she's unstoppable. Almost like she has one mission: secure the bag. But here's where the whispers take a darker turn. People are beginning to talk about that royal radiance she once carried, the glow that used to unlock doors before she even spoke. That aura seems to be dimming, honey. It's like the magic is wearing off. There was a time when her presence alone made executives scramble to offer her deals. Now, industry murmurs say the novelty has faded. The Duchess sparkle doesn't hit like it used to. Sources claim Meghan's choices lately appear driven by payout, not passion. That she's not selecting projects for meaning, but for money. The word transactional keeps popping up in conversations. Some insiders even say every interaction with her feels like it ends with a price tag attached. And in Hollywood, once people start questioning your motives, it's a steep, slippery slope downward. Those same sources say she's been aggressively angling for speaking gigs, podcast cameos, TV appearances, anything that keeps her name circulating and her bank account climbing. And while ambition is never a crime, something about this chapter of her hustle feels different, colder, sharper, less about connection and more about control. People who've collaborated with her recently describe her as brilliant but draining, determined yet distant. They say she treats partnerships like rungs on a ladder instead of alliances. And that's making some folks step back quietly, because let's be honest, nobody wants to feel like a prop in someone else's climb. Not even in Hollywood. And now the ripple effect is starting to show. Some collaborators are hesitating about round two. Some brands are quietly retreating behind the scenes. Word is that Meghan's become all business and no warmth, calculating deals by dollars instead of trust, longevity, or shared vision. And even when the contracts still land, insiders say the process is getting tougher. People are wary now. A few even call her predictable, and that's deadly in an industry fueled by mystique. The more she tries to control every detail, the more transparent her intentions appear. She's earned a reputation for steering every narrative, scrutinizing every clause, curating every frame. But the danger with total control is that it makes your patterns obvious, and people are decoding hers in real time. From Hollywood to London to Montecito, every speech, every appearance, every handshake sparks the same question: what's in it for her? It's reached the point where even some longtime supporters whisper that Meghan's more about money now than mission. And those whispers sting. Because when your brand rests on empowerment and empathy, being painted as cash-driven threatens the entire foundation. Her team, according to sources, knows this image problem is growing. They're trying to soften it: careful appearances, polished interviews, a touch of heart added to every public moment. But PR can only do so much. Patterns shout louder than sound bites. With every new venture she launches, every contract she announces, the pace is unmistakable. She's moving like there's a clock ticking behind her. And layered on top of all that comes the swirling IRS rumor, turning the narrative even muddier. That financial shadow is looming above everything. And people who once lined up for partnerships are suddenly hesitating. No brand wants to be anywhere near the blast radius of a potential tax scandal, especially one this noisy, even if it's just speculation. Ironic, isn't it? The same woman who once preached purpose and independence now finds herself sketched as the face of relentless ambition. Industry analysts are calling it a risky transformation. They say she's shifting from influence to income, from legacy to liquidity. And that shift, understandable or not, is reshaping the public's perception entirely. Some call her fearless, refusing to shrink in a world that once reveled in her failures. Others call her reckless, torching bridges faster than she can construct new ones. But whichever side you're on, one thing's undeniable: Meghan is playing a high-stakes game, and the entire world is watching to see how long she can stay upright. Those close to her insist she's not slowing down anytime soon. Those around her describe her as laser-focused, relentless, even a little ruthless when it comes to business. They say rejection doesn't faze her, it fires her up. She's still hunting for projects, still shaking hands, still pushing every move she can. But that drive is starting to look calculated, too calculated. Like, every grin is a tactic, every ally an asset, every interaction an investment. And that's where the danger creeps in. Because in an industry where image is currency, people retreat the moment they feel used. Deals that once would have been signed in seconds are suddenly dragging, being reevaluated, picked apart. The same charm that once opened every door is now being studied, questioned, doubted. At this point, Meghan Markle is tiptoeing across a tightrope, one she crafted with her own hands. Her royal glow still flickers, but her present is tangled in suspicion. She's trying to convert notoriety into net worth. But the hunger propelling her forward might be the same force that costs her trust, alliances, and a sense of calm. Because whether the IRS rumor has any truth or not, it's already left a mark. It's shifted the entire narrative around her. People aren't asking, "What's Meghan doing next?" anymore. They're asking, "What's she trying to outrun?" And that, darling, lands far heavier. Right now, Meghan Markle is living in a world where every opportunity feels like a bet, and every silence reads like a message. Whether this storm fizzles out or detonates, only time can reveal. But one thing is crystal clear: she's once again at the center of chaos, right where the world seems determined to keep her. And as long as her name fuels headlines, the gossip machine will never stop spinning.